as you started making more money, what have you been doing financially from an investing standpoint? How have you been taking that extra 70%?
Yeah.
What have you been doing with that?
For me, a lot of it is, I told you, my financial advisor and somebody that I, growing up, and it wasn't a bad thing. It was just like in the house that I grew up in with my parents, it was just balance the checkbook, save, and have some for a rainy day fund.
Sure.
I didn't know, I wasn't very fluid in finances of like how to make money grow.
Correct.
Which is fine. Like, so what? They told me to save, and all right, good.
Yeah.
So now opening up a whole new world of like creating dividends for myself and like, all right, when my career's done, I have a short window to make money. It's very different than 99% of the world, where over a long time you create wealth. Over a long time you stack it.
The more you make.
I might be done after, like if I don't play another year after this, I'm 33 years old with a front loaded money. What do I got to do with it? Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking if I'm done after this year, I've got to create dividends and cash flow for myself from the market, and learning a lot by talking to my financial advisor once, twice a week, because he's a friend of mine. So it helps, and I trust him about what are we doing, you know? And so that's where I'm doing a lot of it. And then secondly, you and I talk a good bit. We've went and looked at apartments in rural Alabama. We went all kind of places. Nothing has worked yet. But I still think it's a growing and a learning experience for me. It's been awesome. We're even doing some stuff now that you've introduced me to. So that's fun for me. I know that the way I'm wired, a lot like my father and my parents, I can't just sit, you know, and be retired. I could from a financial standpoint, but I know that I want to grow something and build something. So
we haven't talked much about Tory and the girls. Talk about the family life a little bit, and how, because what I know of her is amazing. She seems like she's a pretty headstrong girl. Like she knows what she wants. But just like being a coach, having a husband or a spouse that's a professional baseball player, it's not easy. Yeah. There's a lot of alone time. You're at the ballpark, you know, it's 8-9 hours a day. Talk about that dynamic with the girls and the different places y'all have lived and how that's been.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of like giving up on sleep to try to parent. And I have told myself and made a commitment to Tory that I'm not going to allow this game to take away from me being the best parent I possibly can. Like, I get home on a night game that starts at 7, say the game lasts 3 hours, 10. By the time you get out of there after treatment and everything after the game, I'm getting home at 11:30. If you pitch at night, you still got adrenaline. You wind down, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, the girls might not have went to the game that night. Sure. They might have been in bed at 9. They're up at 7:30, 7:30 ready to roll. Yeah, let's go. Like, why are you not up? They didn't care I played a game last night. They don't care. I think for me, that's the biggest thing is like, Tory does a phenomenal job. Like, I'm on the road 81 games a year. And I'm traveling, and I'm going from Houston to Seattle, 4-hour flight and back. And the girls haven't started school yet. Lila, my oldest, is about to be 5. Lainey, my youngest, is 2. And we have another one on the way, another girl. And so that baby's due in May, and in the middle of the season. So there's stuff that we've had to do that has, I guess we've spent money on, like hiring out somebody to come babysit and keep the girls, and for an extensive period of time. Like, hey, Tory and I need to go for several hours, you know, we need to go. And this time we may have to hire help. And Lila, my oldest, is about to start school, and I'm going to be on the road. Next fall, she's going to be in kindergarten. So we may have to hire a tutor or somebody where my thing is, and I had a teammate tell me, that was a Christian guy that I trusted a ton. He's like, we do not spend more than 10 days away from each other at any given point. We try to do 7, no more than a week. But sometimes I'm on the road for 12 days. Like, at some point during that road trip, the girls are coming to see me. Gotcha. And we're not going to spend that much time away from each other. And we just make it work. I mean, they travel. Tory is a master at traveling in the airport with 2 kids. The girls are on their scooters, like going through airports. Like she's had so many traveling hacks that I'm like, I'm so proud of you for figuring that out. Like,
and traveling with a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old or a 2-year-old
is not easy.
No,
not easy. The thing that I find encouraging is how much money they will send to their family to help them in sometimes what we consider a third world country.
Yeah.
Living in poverty. Like, they have such a different perspective
really
on just life and money in general that they're okay with taking care of immediate family and extended family because they don't want to see them suffer anymore. Not like in America where somebody may just want an extra pair of $500,000 shoes. Like, they're sending it down there for food and living, like legit needs.
Water.
Yeah, like stuff that they need. And I think that's pretty inspiring to see how they handle their money that way. And I'm talking about guys in the minor leagues that were sending their whole checks back home.
Really?
Because they could eat at the field if they needed to.
Wow.